Hello and welcome to Crime Time. My name is Orla.
And my name is Sinead. On this week's episode of Crime Time, we discuss student-related crimes on campus. This includes robberies, graffiti and litter, as well as the issue of drug abuse amongst young people.
The first topic in tonight's show relates to robberies. An increasing number of robberies have been reported around Mary Immaculate College, with President Lee Dillon condemning the actions of these thieves. I went and talked to a recent victim of these terrible crimes, and through reenactment we can see exactly what happened in this case. Mary Immaculate College, a place known for its warm and welcoming environment, has been subject to a series of recent crime-related incidents affecting our students' safety. On October 23rd at approximately 7:30 p.m, a student was studying in what they thought was an empty student union lounge, unaware that someone else was around. As the student got up to use the toilet, she was confident to leave her belongings behind. However, CCTV footage confirms that a robbery occurred. The student was gone for no longer than 2 minutes. CCTV can also confirm that the suspect was not alone and was accompanied by a getaway driver in an '09 silver Astra. The suspect was approximately 5'9", male, wearing a black hoodie and black tracksuit pants. On return, the student was shocked to find that her bag with all her personal belongings were gone. Here we have the victim expressing how she felt after the crime had occurred.
All I was doing was sitting in the student lounge, studying for my English exam for the following day. I was so upset when I realised all of my stuff had been taken from me. All of my personal belongings were gone. My phone, my purse, even my USB stick with all of my essays and assignments. I never thought something like this would happen to me, especially on college grounds where it's meant to be a safe place. I hope something like this doesn't happen to anyone else.
If any students have been affected by crime recently or have any information on this particular case, please contact the Students' Union, who will connect you to a Garda from Henry Street Garda Station dealing solely with student crime. In other news, there has been a significant increase in graffiti on the grounds of the college. This can be seen on both the bathroom stalls or inappropriate images on the walls outside. Graffiti vandalism refers to illegally defacing private or public property with markings or graphics without the owner's consent. It is illegal and an offence under the Criminal Damage Act 1991. Over the past 5 years, between 2012 and 2017, there has been 20,320 reports to the police, with a staggering 88% of cases reported to be males. Graffiti is also very expensive to clean, with companies such as Irish Rail claiming to have spent over $500,000 last year in clean-up. Should the culprits of the vandalism taking place on campus be caught, there will be serious consequences and some may even face expulsion.
Unfortunately, petty theft isn't the only crime-related issue on campus. Drug abuse is also increasing on the college grounds. The sudden rise on campus could be due to the recent increase in the economy. Recently, in several third-level institutions surveyed, anonymous participants were questioned on drugs and their personal drug usage. This study showed that 82% of students have tried illegal drugs. It also highlighted that it's common for some students to try illegal drugs at least once in their lifetime. Young people aged 18 to 20 years old have been established as the most regular users of drugs in the 30 counties surveyed. Data collected in 2016 show that 25% of adults who do not attend college in the last month have been intoxicated by some form of drug. In particular, marijuana remains to be the most common drug choice for college students. Daily usage has climbed to figures not seen since the 1980s. Polydrug abuse, which is the use of more than one drug, is also becoming more common. This is highlighted by more attention given to the topic within the media. Having discovered these high stats, we decided to focus on drugs in our college. We were interested to see the opinions of students on this matter and educate them further on the effects of drugs. This episode also aims to highlight what services are on campus to assist students struggling with drug usage.
Drugs is becoming a major epidemic in Mary Immaculate College. I spoke to students around Mary I to get a further insight on this matter.
So when I think of drugs, I just think of like people dying, health issues, just like really young people nowadays, and just like it's such a big thing like today.
When I think of drugs, I think of like ruined lives and a bad pat.
I think that harder drugs like pills and things like that are bad for you and can potentially cause like harm to your brain and things like that. But then I think recreational drugs like weed they're so typical here, like everybody does it.
I have been offered drugs on, I suppose, mostly nights out, you know. You'll get the old tap on the shoulder and they'll be like, well, do you want some pills?
So yes, I actually have been offered drugs. I was at a lecture picnic this year, and like everyone is taking them there, literally left, right and centre.
Yes, I have been offered drugs in Habitat.
So, I mean, it does happen, and you don't really know how to react. I mean, if you've never been offered drugs before, it's kind of shocking the first time, but unfortunately you get used to it. It's kind of a social norm now.
No, I haven't heard of any facilities or anything offered on campus to help people with drug addiction.
No, I actually don't know any facilities on campus personally, but I'm sure there probably is, hopefully.
So there actually is a few services in the college, like they're not like just set on drugs, but there's like just a few. There'd be like, you can go to the chaplaincy, that's like, you can just go there, like they'd obviously keep things very private. Student counsellors, there's actually the medical centre as well.
Later I met with Health Promotion Officer Eva Giovanni to ask her about drug use among students.
So I'm just here to talk a little bit about drugs and drug awareness. So is this a new issue for us? Well, I don't think so. I think drugs have been around, you know, since human beings have been around. So it's not a new issue per se for health promotion. It's also probably easier to get because people buy it over the internet now. We don't condone the use of drugs. The safest thing to do is not to use. But if you are to use, it's very important to be educated and to minimise or reduce the risks associated with using a drug. So we have these lanyards, and they're available in the Students' Union. On the lanyards, there's all the different drugs. So it's MMDA, just an example, alcohol, illegal highs, cannabis, etc., etc. And in the back of the card, it's information about the drug, but it's also information about the risks and information about harm reduction if you choose to use the drug. Last year we had a poster campaign, so one was called kind of what's in the pill, so do you know what you're taking? Just information. This was specific to ecstasy, and this was specific to ketamine. So we had these posters all around the campus for the week as well. So I think the basic message is that we do not condone the use of drugs. The safest, obviously, way is not to use them.
Mary I constantly aims to ensure college standards regarding appearance and cleanliness. The rise in littering around campus is becoming a serious issue within recent months. The most common forms of littering include the disposal of cigarette butts, chewing gum and dumping plastic wrappers around the college grounds. The college maintenance team has advised students to refrain from littering as the staff hours are being increased unnecessarily because of this issue. We now go to reporter Connor, who discusses cyberbullying amongst students.
Studies indicate that cyberbullying incidents have quadrupled in the past 5 years. The expansion of communication technologies is widening the ways bullies can target their victims. Online harassment is a serious issue in the Mary Immaculate College, with more than 1 in 3 young people receiving cyber threats online. Like all forms of bullying, cyberbullying causes psychological, emotional and physical stress. Youth who are bullied are more likely to struggle personally and at college. They even miss out or drop out of college as a result. They often have lower self-esteem and engage in the use of drug, alcohol, abuse as a form of escape. Justice Minister Charlie Flanagan has urged cyberbullying victims across Ireland to contact the Gardaí. President Eugene Rowell reported on a case of cyberbullying that occurred on college grounds. Staff working in the college computer rooms discovered a computer that had not been logged out. To their dismay, they had witnessed a vicious bundle of messages that were sent by a student to another student attending Mary I. This incident has since been reported to the President of Mary I, and the seriousness of the cyberbullying has been dealt with accordingly.
That's all for today's show. Tune in next week for more crime-related stories.
Bye for now. I wish that was the live one. My neck and shoulders are killing.